and welcome to another episode of Hard Factor, presented by the Barstool News Network. It is Florida Man Friday, March 20th, 2020. The lockdown turn-up movement is continuing. As long as this coronavirus lockdown continues, buy the t-shirt, support Meals on Wheels, coronavirus response to get safe and clean food to the needy the entire time the virus is going on. Watch the lockdown turn up, live stream tomorrow night. Do it. We'll talk more about it later in the show.
Tonight,
boys, how you doing?
Tonight.
Friday night, tonight.
3:20.
Yeah, baby. We're doing good. That was a good morning. I think that guy got a little bit under your skin from the voicemail.
Yeah, he
threatened
did.
you a little bit.
No. I've been. I don't know about under my skin. I lit a fire on my ass.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I respect the competition.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
I don't think you're mad at the guy, but
Iron
I think
sharpens
you're
iron.
a little bit intimidated. Yeah.
Iron sharpens iron. All right. That was a nice good morning.
Does iron sharpen iron?
Yes. That according to the Denver Broncos, yes.
Okay.
Well, why the fuck would they say it otherwise, right?
I don't know. I've never heard that saying in my life.
Makes sense.
Well, the Super Bowl champs.
Me either, Pat.
The Super Bowl champs, when Von Miller won the MVP, that was their slogan for the year. Iron sharp. Okay.
Smart guy.
Anyway,
Wears glasses.
Anyways, tonight we've got it's hat night. If you haven't, if you're gonna watch a YouTube, we're all wearing hats. Tonight we've got 3 rounds of Florida Man stories, followed by a lightning round of other headlines worth mentioning. Today. We record at night. Okay, it's Friday morning.
Yeah.
Let's get it going. The order is Wes, Pat, myself, and then Mark. Wes, get us going.
All right, guys. Not everyone handles the coronavirus as well as we do here at Hard Factor. It's scary. It's stressful, and if you are already insane, it can certainly send you tumbling over the edge and into a jail cell. And that's what happened to Florida man in Lee County, 24-year-old Joseph Newell, who, judging by his mugshot, which you guys can see right there, it was any day for Joseph.
Yeah.
But
this was coming.
This
is going to be a trend. This is going to be a trend in all of our. A couple of them today.
I'm confused because the mugshot looks like Joseph just took a bong rip, but he took it at the station, so there's no way he just took a bong rip.
It looked like he took a bong rip while doing a headstand because he's got like a bloody scalp. On
right.
the top.
In hell, like in the 7th circle of hell.
Yeah, he took a bong rip in hell.
We'll get to that.
I've never seen dreads in a beard before.
I have. We'll get to that gash. So what Joseph did is about the most disgusting thing a man can do to a woman. You guys have any guesses? Let's hear what's going on in those brains for old Dusty Tex.
Ask her age.
Liquor butthole.
I was thinking like sexual assault. Yeah, along those lines.
Gotcha.
All right, well, no. Actually, what Joseph did is he beat the shit out of a pregnant woman because he thought she was infected with the coronavirus.
My mind didn't go there. Sorry, Wes.
Yeah, sorry. So apparently mistaking the symptoms of corona, which are fever, coughing, panicked look, to that of pregnancy, which is glowing, vibrant.
Also, wait. You also didn't clarify she was pregnant beforehand, so
I didn't.
That was a little bit of a bait and switch there.
Certainly was, Will.
Okay.
So yeah, the symptoms of pregnancy, which are glowing, vibrant, and large abdomen, easy mistake for Joseph. So Joseph thought he would take it upon himself to protect the rest of us by straddling the woman and attempting to strangle her to death.
Okay, so that was my next question. He didn't beat her with a stick because if someone had corona, it would seem that if you wanted to beat them away from you, you do.
Did he have gloves on? Surgical gloves?
I don't think this guy's owned a pair of gloves in his life.
Well, then it was a mistake. He should not have come within 3 feet of her.
He sounds like a holistic doctor trying to cure her with something that's never going to work.
Well, if you just take one look at him, you know he's not right. So luckily someone heard the woman's screams and police arrived in time to pry Joseph off the woman and handcuff him, at which point Joseph went to his patented "I'm angry at the world" move and beat his own head into the pavement, which is where the gash came from.
There you go.
Yeah. Police said the man was surprisingly not intoxicated when the attack took place. Just kidding. He was very intoxicated. Looks like he was locked down, turning up big time. So he's in jail waiting trial, and someone is probably in charge of making sure he swallows all of his pills.
Yeah.
Love that.
I mean, you always know, like, when somebody starts beating themselves, that's somebody who needs some like attention, mental like they need to get checked in somewhere. Probably.
But the woman is fine. Do we know? Is everything okay or no?
Yes, the woman is okay. She escaped, pretty much unharmed, but very, very scared. I imagine she'll be locked down inside for a while.
It's good
I
that
always
she's
think
unharmed.
I always think that like the people that bash their head in when they're mad at themselves
Mm-hmm.
or disappointed or whatever, like I think that makes it worse though, because then it's going to happen again sooner. right?
course
'Cause
it
you
makes it
damage your
worse.
head. It's like a
Yeah,
snowball effect.
you're CTEing yourself to make yourself more violent.
It's
Yeah.
like no,
Yeah,
I
you're-
I think it's a considerate
Never
thing.
helps.
They're doing the considerate thing because they're doing what everyone wants them to be doing, which is taking themselves out. All right, guys. So tonight, not tomorrow night, not next week. Tonight we're doing a live stream where it's called the Lock Up Turn Down Power Hour, and it's going to be on the Hard Factor.
what do you
page.
call it?
What are you, dyslexic?
What'd you call it? What'd you just say?
Opposite.
Turn
of
up
that.
and lock down. Lock down and
Lock
turn
down.
up.
Lock
turn
down,
up.
turn up.
That's
What
what-
did
yeah,
you
that's
You
say?
go
Lock
down
up?
first. You go down first. Lock it down
That's what I
first. Then
said.
you turn it up.
No, you did
No,
not.
you said lock up, turn down.
Yeah.
Well, I do have dyslexia. Thank you for
That, but
bringing that up.
lock up, turn down is like lock up, turn down is like if you were a maid and you were gonna have sex with somebody.
Well, if
in
you
the
were a
hotel
maid
room.
in jail,
you lock up,
or
then
like
you
the
turn
guy
down.
in the last story, he's locked up and turned down.
Yes.
let me
absolutely.
start over. Tonight, we're doing a live stream lockdown turn up power hour on the Hard Factor YouTube page at 8 p.m. Eastern. So we're going to be joined by Vice President of Football Operations, PFT commenter, and we'll be checking in on how the rest of Barstool staff is turning up while they're locked down. We're going to have guest appearances from Big Cat, Hank and Rhea, Kate, Marty Mush, Large, and more. So make sure to tune in. If you haven't already, you should subscribe to the Hard Factor YouTube page now so you
And
can
it's
get
Power Hour.
you can get notified when it goes live. Get 8 beers and a shot glass. Put those beers on ice. It's going to be about 7.5 beers you're going to consume within that hour. And buy a Lockdown and Turn Up shirt on the Barstool store. This is the shirt that we're launching. 100% of the proceeds go to Meals on Wheels, an organization that gets meals to disabled people and seniors, especially needed at this time of coronavirus and seniors not being able to go outside. It's super important. But turn up with us tonight on the lockdown.
It's going to be fucking awesome. All right, so somebody left a voicemail yesterday on yesterday's show saying that they wanted to watch us be fat on camera. Well, guess what, buddy? I lined up a restaurant here in Reno that's going to hook me up with like just a billion Cuban sandwiches, and I'm just going to eat them all. I'm just going to eat like 12 fucking sandwiches while I drink like 8 beers in that hour. And,
Wes,
come watch me
how are you doing the power hour? Will's doing
well,
food.
so I'm still staying off the booze. So I've decided to try to join in as best I can. I'm not going to just do like non-alcoholic beer. I'm going to do milk. I'm going to do a shot of milk every
Holy shit.
every
That's
minute.
a challenge.
Yeah.
How many ounces is that total of milk?
Oh,
1.5.
Too much.
1.5 times 6.
80
90,
ounces of milk.
90, right?
Yeah,
90.
80 to 90 ounces of milk. Yeah.
I'm going to do 1%. I figure I'd do in between. I'm not going to go pussy and do skim.
That's like 12 cups of milk, dude.
Yeah, I'm absolutely going to puke.
I love it.
yeah.
Also, guys, we want to know how you're turning up during this lockdown. So tweet or Instagram what you're doing to turn up with the hashtag lockdown turn up, and we'll feature some of your photos or videos on the show. Again, that's tonight at 8 p.m. on YouTube.
Hey, yeah. Somebody was saying they wanted to be an intern for BNN and Hard Factor. Here's what you do. During this lockdown, send us all of your best lockdown turn up videos, hashtag lockdown turn up at
a good
Hard
start.
Factor, at Barstool News Network. Those will be the submissions. We could review those. But yeah, that's how you get your foot in the door.
I don't want to alarm anyone, but I'm at 1 bar battery on my Zoom. We'll see how it goes. I'll keep my eye on it.
Wow. We got a long show to go. All right.
Mark's not doing well with this remote shit, I'll tell you what.
No,
All right.
no.
When Mark's
I've got, like, 3
responsible
camera
for his own
angles
tech.
going.
Yeah, we got
We should
right,
pause.
guys.
We should probably pause the show.
No, well, we'll pause it when it runs out. We're good.
That makes no sense.
Yeah,
What-
this is we are walking into a buzzsaw. All
Let's
right, guys,
walk in the bus. I got my eye on it.
let's
All
keep
right.
it going. All right, we have a pantsless guy. 23-year-old Cody Hicks of Manatee County, Florida, lived up to the shitty chin strap goatee he sports earlier this week when he crashed into a vehicle containing 2 underage females, or they crashed into him. It's unclear. Really, I mean, it's Manatee County. So normally that kind of traffic incident, you might have somebody trying to help out other people in the wreck, like you get in a little fender bender with some people like, oh my God.
Yeah,
you
like
okay?
what I did at Pat's house. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, is everybody okay? Oh my God, hopefully everybody's okay. Or you take down some information, but not Cody. He saw this as the opportunity of a lifetime. 2 chicks who could not go anywhere with a busted car. So he dropped trowel and started fondling his penis in their direction and licking his lips allegedly asking if they wanted to engage in a sex act. So that was Cody Hicks's response to wrecking into this other car.
Well, this is like Cody's spider
Take your
web.
shot.
Cody's been
Exactly.
waiting for this to happen for years. He's been fantasizing about it. He's been tailgating people, wanting this to happen. This is his spider web.
He's opportunistic.
Exactly. He's like, can you believe that fate set us up for this threesome?
Right. So you think he's been tailing Pat, purposely tailing hot girls in cars?
Do you guys
this whole
remember? So this happened to us in a very completely different way where we didn't creep out. But
coming back from the beach.
We were all coming back from the beach, and PFT rear-ended some girl in his car with his van. And
rear-ended a
minivan,
9.
a minivan that he
He
drove,
rear-ended
yeah.
a 9.
we're all hungover and not awake and not engaged in the drive, and PFT's probably hungover and he has the shitty task of driving. He rear-ends this woman. We're all like, fuck, we're more delayed. The AC's broken, until we start seeing who he rear-ended, and then every single man in that van became a pro mechanic and came out to give their opinion about how to fix the car, how
You
best
messed
handle
up
the
the
situation.
carburetor on this one.
Six different teenagers came out to ask her how she was doing. From the fender bender.
That wasn't intimidating.
Yeah. No.
Well, at least we didn't take our dicks out and fondle it in her direction like Cody did. So when the cops arrived, Cody said that he just refused to do anything. He said, I guess he put his dick away and he said, I just want my lawyer. And then court records show that he pleaded not guilty to lewd conduct charges, which were filed his direction. So
Nice.
that's that.
All right, guys.
Taking
so
it to court.
Yeah, bad
that,
news
Cody.
So bad news for idiots. The Florida beaches, especially the spring break hotspots, are finally now closed. That's right. Governor Ron DeSantis, who narrowly beat out the guy who had wild secret gay sex in a hotel room and smoked meth to the point his partner OD'd, Andrew Gillum, finally declared the beaches would be closed on Thursday, March 19th. Probably an important date to remember when this is all in hindsight, since Florida has like 1 million cases of corona now, because they refused to shut shit down until Thursday, March 19th. That's Thursday, March 19th of 2020. Seriously, though, at the time of this recording, there are over 400 cases of corona reported, positive cases in Florida, and 8 deaths. So you can bet your sweet ass numbers are going to continue to climb exponentially in Florida, because they didn't shut things down until Thursday, March 19th, 2020.
Yeah. What's crazy about this, Mark, you're talking about how they haven't shut it down until this date.
Yeah.
California, who already has a shelter in place going on, they expect 56% of the population to be infected, and they're doing shelter in place. So can you imagine how widespread the infection is going to be in Florida by the time all this happens?
I hope it was worth it, the economy getting those extra couple 100,000 or a couple million with those idiot spring breakers.
Yeah, they should have voted for the meth guy.
Yeah, he would have definitely shut it down. He loves hotels. He loves being indoors.
Right.
DeSantis said the message, I think, for spring breakers is that the party's over in Florida. You're not going to be able to congregate on any beach in the state. Many of the hot spots that people like to go to, whether it's Miami Beach, Fort Lauderdale, Clearwater Beach, are closed entirely for the time being. This is Thursday, March 19th, 2020. Come on, man. Also on Thursday, Miami-Dade Mayor Carlos Jimenez said that all parks and beaches will be closed in Miami-Dade County. He also is closing all non-essential retail and commercial establishments, which included golf courses, which was surprising to me that those fell in the non-essential category in Florida. Golf courses.
Yeah, no
that
shit.
had to be like a vote, like a bubble deal. Like that was close to essential.
Well, it's the same thing for beaches in some respects in Florida. That's what they're known. It's harder for Florida to close beaches than other states. When
maybe
that's all you
why
got.
it took so long. Yeah, maybe that's why it took so long, Pat.
Well, yeah, but when you're closing, when these people, the problem was, I would assume part of the problem is that some of these people got furloughed from work or whatever because a lot of industry is shutting down,
right?
Because of this, and so instead of staying home, maybe they're going to the beach, and that's not the reaction you want.
It's like Nebraska has a hard time closing Golden Corrals. Like they left Golden Corrals open.
Good point. Or like
Right.
Vegas,
It's-
or like Vegas with casinos.
Right, yeah.
Nevada's dealing with our own deals over here. Nobody wants those shut down. A lot of people's paycheck going away.
Casinos were part of. Casinos
so-
were shut down too in Florida, which was also tough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like golf courses are right up there with rehab facilities in terms of essentialness. But they took the golf courses away. He did say grocery stores, gas stations, and pharmacies will remain open. But like most places in the country, restaurants will only be pickup and delivery. So you can't go in the dining halls.
Well, smart. Hopefully, it only lasts a few days. But
that's it. Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, even though Mark just told us what a bunch of morons the spring breakers are down in Florida, it seems the old people who should be the most cautious are just as stupid and unwilling to give up the party, especially the boomers that live in Florida's largest retirement community, the Villages.
They're going out at the Villages?
Wes.
Come on.
Wes, can I tell you real quick?
What?
I bought gloves, latex gloves, and I thought that was a smart move because like if you go out and you're not trying to get your hand, it's a good reminder to not
Because you look cool.
Yeah. No, because you look like a nerd. But I thought that so I went out today getting supplies and shit, wore the latex gloves. Man,
wait, no, you wore them out today like just Will walking around with latex gloves on?
Yeah, just rocked them. Didn't want to touch my face. Did not want to get corona on my hands. I was touching all kinds of dirty shit. I just rocked the gloves, took them off, and I was done.
He looked like
great.
the nurse on that Blink 182 cover.
Right.
Janine.
I did look hot. I was holding the door for a lot of women, and they were loving it. But
yeah, were people like giving you eyes, or were they like, that's
no?
the new
This
role?
is what I'm getting to, Pat. This is what I'm getting to. Wes's story is about boomers who don't take this shit seriously. I got a lot of dirty looks from male boomers rocking those gloves. They were not pleased.
Really?
They were. They did not like me taking it seriously.
Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, I'll get to a stat later. So the community tried to give the boomers a chance to behave by posting strict guidelines of no more than 10 people partying together at once. But as we have covered in previous stories, these old horny bastards just can't help themselves and completely disobeyed the staff's orders to not kill each other with the coronavirus. And normally I would say, hey, fuck it. If they want to go out like that on a ventilator in a hospital bed, go for it. Problem is they had young family members also visiting the pool, so kids and adults alike who could just bring in the virus as well as take the virus back out to the public. Maybe if they had locked down the whole compound and let nobody in or out.
They were in the pool. I mean, they weren't just partying; they were in the pool.
Oh, right. They were in the pool.
Pools are the first to go. Get out of the pool, man. Unless it's your pool.
Yeah, well, public pools have been shut down. So I mean, the only pools that are open are the
pools are gross when it's not Corona season.
Oh my God, I can't. I can't even go in them anymore unless it's people I know.
But that does sound like the place to be during non-Corona season is the Villages pool.
Yeah. No, they counted one pool had like 40 people in it, and they were just like, Jesus Christ, these fucking idiots. So yeah, exactly. So the boomers wanted to turn up, and the note from Nurse Thomas not to swim and party together wasn't doing shit, so they shut them down. And this is apparently a trend. According to a recent poll conducted by NPR and PBS, less than 40% of Republicans, which mostly make up the Villages, apparently think the coronavirus isn't a real threat. So, or is a real threat. So, but something tells me that when their friends stop showing up to the nightly golf, fuck fest.
That's what's going to happen, right? I feel like right now, when nobody knows anybody, for the most part, the vast majority of people know nobody who is impacted by this yet.
Right. Exactly.
So like right now, it's like, what the fuck? It's not serious. And once people do know people and the infection rate is so big, then people will be like, oh, what the fuck?
Right, but that's super interesting how that thinking came about. I feel like when the coronavirus first came out, essentially like Fox and CNN, who are always at odds with each other, they picked their sides. And the Fox side was, this is an overblown media thing. The CNN side was, seemingly too serious, maybe, and that created some misinformation, perhaps. And look,
I mean, nobody took it seriously here till too late. Neither
agreed.
Honestly.
I mean, it's very tempting to be contrarian and be like, oh, this is too overblown. This is conspiracy, but you just can't do that right now. You just got to take it. You got to.
Right, we're in it now.
We're
in it. We've already kind of delayed action. I think a little.
I don't
bit
understand.
Late, so.
I don't understand how you have a partisan side on this and how you can think like you're immune to a global pandemic. Like, why are you such a fucking
I don't think
idiot
it's partisan.
and a tough
Nobody's
person?
tougher than the.
Why are you so tough and so stupid and so dense that you don't take this shit seriously? I don't get it. It has nothing to do with politics. It has to do with idiots.
Well, no, it doesn't have anything to do with politics. It has to do with where that group of people consumes their media from and what those media outlets were saying to them in the early days. I think that's where it comes from.
I mean, I think that, Pat, you know what's something interesting on that? I radio DJs. Man,
I mean,
a lot of radio DJs have been saying this shit's fake forever.
What would scare these people? Actual aliens coming into their house and raping them? Like, I don't understand. Why are you not fucking taking the global pandemic seriously, people?
It's going to take one of their friends dying.
What do you need? Yeah, what the fuck do you need to take this shit
seriously?
Wes,
I agree with that. That's what I was trying to say. I think it's the invisible enemy, like Trump has been saying in these press conferences, and it's going to be invisible until somebody actually hears like a real impact to their life.
Well,
it's
yeah,
like it's like a DUI. It's like you can, you might drink and drive, but once
Nobody
you get
takes it serious.
yeah,
And
once
Will,
you get
you
caught,
know this, but Reagan, right, who was president when the AIDS epidemic took place, he didn't say shit about AIDS or HIV until Rock Hudson, his buddy, died, and then like 2 weeks later, he granted or pushed for money to be sent. To AIDS relief.
Personal impacts make a huge difference, especially to people in high power. Like
Right. Yeah.
Sure, yeah, it's really hard to picture a global pandemic. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, watch Contagion. It's on Netflix. Guys, a Miami Beach commissioner brought an out-of-the-box idea to an emergency meeting last Friday. Last Florida, baby. The commissioner, who has one of the best names in politics, and that is Ricky Areola.
Oh, baby.
Oh, man.
Let's breathe that in for a second. Ricky Areola.
Is it possible that it was Richard? It could be Dick Areola?
Absolutely could
yeah.
be, bro. We should check
Titty
on that.
fuck. His name is Titty Fuck.
That would be amazing. Let's just call him Dick Areola. Yeah, Titty.
Anyway, Titty Fuck first asked at the meeting if there were any doctors present, and then he said, quote, assuming you make it through, first responders voluntarily taking one for the team could help solve the crisis.
Whoa.
And then he went on to call it a dangerous but bold idea, but it's our job to think boldly.
Wait a minute. What?
So he
said he wants people to do what you did.
Right, like jumping on a grenade of Corona.
Yeah, there was a very specific chickenpox reference in the meeting as well, where he was essentially like, why don't we get all the first responders sick, get them immune, there's two strains, by the way, so that wouldn't work. And then that will be good for our society.
This can't be real. Did
it's
you
real.
verify this story? Okay.
It's real. So in making the statement, Areola pretty much permanently relinquished his personal 911 privileges as long as he
What was his role? What was his role again? What was Areola's role?
He's like a city commissioner.
Oh yeah, he's not an
Miami Beach.
epidemiologist or a doctor. Clearly,
He's going to get run out of town like that sheriff from the New Hampshire town. No more coffee for him.
He's going to be calling 911 and just waiting.
he's trying to get rid of everyone that calls him Titty Fuck.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, Titty Fuck got some serious
fucked
heat
his
for
wife.
this idea, specifically from first responders. But then he took to Twitter to defend himself, saying, please, this is a quote, please put this in context in which I said. Also, this is precisely the course of action being recommended by the chief scientists of the UK. Which is not a thing. Our police chief said he'd be the first in line to do it, and I'd be right after him. So if you're the police chief, you're definitely texting Titty Fuck right now saying, keep my name out your mouth.
yeah. Shut the fuck up, Titty Fuck. What is this guy talking about? He's volunteering other people to go get the virus. It doesn't make any sense.
Just like human vacuum sucking up all the germs.
Yep.
Get in there. Open your mouth.
Ron down the street said he'd go get it for me, so I don't have to get it. And
Guys, don't be so hard on Titty Fuck. He went on to say that he envisioned this experiment taking place in a controlled environment. So, but keep in mind the first thing he says, if they make it through. Let's take it to the internet, guys. Scoobums says, hey, fucktard, how about you take one for the team? And then Homebrew Guy says, shut the fuck up, Titty Fuck. You're a fucking idiot. 35-year career firefighter here.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Not a popular guy anymore, this guy. He probably wasn't to begin with, but...
hard to argue with those kinds of comments. All right, let's move it over to a different aspect of the coronavirus affecting the Sunshine State, and that is firearms. With the threat of the coronavirus looming large, the residents in the Sunshine State are spending their cash on a tried and true American commodity in all times of uncertainty, and that is guns and ammo. It happens all the time. One gun shop owner I was once talking to, he told me the best thing that ever happened to him was Obama, and that he sold more guns, magazines, and ammo when Obama was threatening to take them away than ever before by a landslide. And anyhow, coronavirus...
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Like, if you threaten to take something away that I like, if you threaten away... Like, that's just human nature. You threaten to take something away,
Yeah,
you're going to want it more.
exactly. And so every gun shop owner I've ever
Like
talked to-
beaches.
yeah. Exactly. Yeah, people want to go when they're about to be taken away. So coronavirus doing the same thing with guns and ammo. People think They're going to need to hunker down and kill all their neighbors who's going to be coming for them and their last roll of toilet paper, when actually you're probably just going to be inconvenienced for a couple of months. Things will return to normal, and you're just going to have new guns to play with when the ranges reopen because you ordered too many guns.
Which is not bad. Yeah, that's not bad.
I saw
exactly.
I saw a funny meme today. It was like a guy peering through the window, and it was all the gun owners looking at all the non-gun owners, stockpiling for them for the apocalypse. So
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm a gun owner, right? Like, and I've been, man. Like, when the coronavirus was coming, I've been Googling some more. I'm like, man, I could go with like a nice 40 caliber that you could use like a rifle. I mean, like, I don't know. It gets your mind turning.
Me too, Will. I've been picturing blowing away strangers' heads off, too. Yeah.
Well, no.
I've been watching a
shooting
lot of
strangers.
Walking Dead.
I'm like, come on, come through my door.
Not shooting the strangers necessarily, but just like having this additional firearm that would make you have that more in your repertoire.
It's like having an extra dick.
Right, more in your range. Well, I don't know about a penis.
Yeah.
Like an extra camera in your security camera arsenal.
Okay.
Anyways,
Yeah, sure.
so the people who think like me,
A backup dick.
Cost a seven. I'm not backing up. I'm going forward.
No.
Caused a 75% bump in firearm purchases in Florida last weekend. So I'm not sure exactly how many more this
A
weekend.
75% bump in Florida firearms is like 7 trillion firearms.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was actually from like 4,000 to like 7,000. Yeah,
Okay.
something like that. But yeah, whatever 75% is of the normal. But yes, I mean, look, this is what happens. People. When you get scared, you're like, all right, I want more guns because this is something I'm allowed to buy as an American, and it's comforting. And that's just what happens. And I mean,
it makes sense to me. A global pandemic is a good time to own a gun.
I've never thought about owning a gun more than I have during this pandemic.
Right?
Really?
I mean,
Yep, absolutely.
Yes, really. It's a very scary time.
right?
You don't know what.
People who own them normally, and so peel back the mind of a current gun owner, then you're like, okay, well, I've already got some, and I like buying them, so I've got some stimulus cash coming.
I mean,
It would be nice. It would be nice to think that people are going to behave themselves during the next several months, but it's not going to be.
Don't get me
that
wrong.
way.
I mean, I've checked in with my gun every night of this quarantine, but like
You
that's
have?
like I do that every night. I
That's
check
pretty.
in with my gun.
You do that's dedication.
But Will, I don't want to buy a gun when I get scared. I get horny when I'm scared. So it's like
stick it in your
Well,
mouth and jerk
no.
off.
I'm not necessarily saying. I'm not necessarily saying. I don't know if it's fear.
it would be a
It's
good
just like-
orgasm, Wes, because I would be
It's
pretty
just
scared.
like the thought.
I'd be
the
pretty
thought,
scared.
Yeah.
The thought of a home defense situation, which I guess is fear. You're right.
It's fight, flight, or fuck for Pat. It's the triple F. I'm scared. I gotta fuck something.
so Pat, though,
I gotta
but
fuck
Pat,
my way out
how's
of this
that
scenario.
Yeah, how's that going to work though? If there's a time when you have to draw the firearm, are you going to draw the penis instead? Because
He's got a couple weapons to choose from.
Yeah,
Will.
you're going to be. You got to choose.
He's got 2 hands, Will. All right. You guys want to hear a few voicemails?
Quite the
Yeah, let's do
image.
it.
Yeah, let's do it.
You guys want to hear a few voicemails? All right. Here we go. Let's see if it plays.
Hey, Darren from Maine. First time, long time. I also enjoy hearing the drum solo at the beginning, but I think if at the end of today's episode you had cut the song off right before the drum solo, it would have been way funnier.
So
Yeah, fucking day, boys. Thanks for leaving.
if you're hearing this
Yeah.
right now, you'll know what we did.
Somebody check
Well,
that guy's basement.
Did he
I mean-
dare us?
Hey man, that guy's from Maine, and shout out Maine. It's a beautiful state, and he's correct.
Yeah, he's not wrong.
I cut the audio last night, and I'm hand up. It would have been way funnier had I cut it right before the drum solo. I cut it right before a hard F. Not going to say the full word, but anyways, if you know the full song, right? Yeah. Anyways, I cut it right before something else that's like a drum solo but different, more
just like Canada and everyone else cut that hard F up until like a couple of years ago.
right.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
song was
exactly.
written in a different time.
Yeah, he's speaking from an ignorant person's voice, but he still says. Anyways,
He's right.
Yeah, he's right. We should have, and like a good point. I just it really chaps my ass when someone tells us a joke that we could have done better. Whoops.
Yeah.
Sorry. Here we go. Next one.
Well, you live, you learn.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys, long time listener. I just had a thought for your show tomorrow with TMZ reporting that San Francisco is going to 24-hour lockdown, and our favorite orange bike helmet wearing friend, shout out Barstool Carl, is reporting that Chicago's doing the same. Like, nobody but essential services can go outside. Are they considering drug dealers essential services? Because, like, you have to think that there's going to be riots.
Yeah, I can
when
actually
people
feel
are
that
on
one.
drugs. Like, just food for thought. Keep up the good work. I love the show. Bye.
Okay.
Thanks
Just
for the call.
a thought, and I actually already have the answer to that because they've already done that in Nevada and Illinois, Chicago. Shout out Carl and Barstool Chicago. Is a legal state just like Nevada, and yes, essential services will include the dispensaries. It's going to include all manufacturing, all offices.
That's really all you need to know about weed and why it should be legal in all 50 states.
Yep.
It's considered essential during the global pandemic in the
That's right.
states it's legal in.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
On the other
exactly.
hand-
that's
So, I mean, it sucks because like,
that's a slam fucking dunk in my opinion.
not you're so right about that. And also, like, dude, casinos like going down in Nevada, like having weed there to kind of counteract a little bit. It's not gonna make up for everything, but it helps. And so it's like when states are looking at their economies, think about it. It's a good thing.
So
all we got is our guns and our weeds and our land and our second lives out here in Nevada when we moved out to escape our first lives.
I still haven't heard from my weed dealer. You know, he right before Trump put everything on lockdown, we were texting. He was supposed to bring me an ounce, and he's gone cold. So
That's
Well,
fucked up.
you very graciously gave me like an eighth, which I still owe you a little.
that
bit
was
of money for,
left from the last batch.
You guys want to?
Ah.
That's fucked up. See, this is why you need legal too. Because I went to go pick up more supplies on Thursday as well. And guess what happened? Right, pre-ordered it, rolled into
you
the
pre-ordered
store.
it. That's well. What is that like?
Oh, you just pre-order it on the website, and you say, "I want this, this, and this." I come in there. I'm gonna have cash, and I'm gonna pick it up. So you go in. Now they've got the pre-orders sequestered off because they don't want you dealing with like the lines and other people coughing and shit. So they just bring you straight into this room of the pre-orders. Like this girl with like a sanitizer, she just takes you straight in. You go get your pre-order, you pick it up, you leave as much as you want, and it is considered an essential service. So very, very good for the people.
It's because it was medical
God
first. I mean, that's
damn
going to be the
it.
case anywhere where it's legal because it was medical first.
Well,
All right,
even
let's-
recreational. I mean, it's going to be considered an essential service because it's like just like getting your eggs or your booze or whatever. So.
Let's keep it rolling, guys. We got
Imagine.
several more rounds here.
All right, guys. So yesterday we
Got the Zoom issue.
Yeah, Mark's on Zoom watch. All right, guys. So yesterday we discussed just how ridiculous the toilet paper hysteria is and how the supply chain is strong and people should just chill the fuck out about it. But Floridians don't seem to know that and are probably hoarding the stuff more than any other form of American out there. The grocery stores are out and people are driving long distances just to find one roll. And that's why one Florida man, Chad Rondow, a 34-year-old pet groomer, decided to have a little fun with patrons of the Publix on Dixie Highway. So what Chad did is he took a roll of toilet paper, attached it to his drone, and then flew it over the Publix just out of reach of the patrons below.
You know why
He was
Chad?
like
You know why
He
Chad's
was
a
like
pet
the,
groomer?
I got $1, the old guy with the fishing pole
Yeah,
from that
exactly.
commercial.
Yeah,
You
Chad's a
almost
pet
got it.
groomer because he can't have human friends. That's why he's a fucking pet groomer.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, good point.
But this, of course, delighted the Floridians below because Floridians absolutely love drones. They're like 6-year-olds. They're like, hey, is that a drone? Yeah, you see it flies. Hey, what's the range on that thing? Like, if I wanted to fly it so far I couldn't see it anymore, could I? Yeah, you could do that, I guess. So people snap photos.
That's so true, Wes.
I know.
It's so true.
Yeah. So people snap photos and videos of the flying object to post to their social media with tags like, check out this sweet drone, and spotted a drone at Publix today, and anyone know what kind of drone this is? Thinking about getting one. So, of course, Chad knows the pandemic is serious, but in times like this, he just wanted to show off his drone and brighten everyone's day.
That guy sold so many drones.
Oh, yeah. So one customer, Scott Robinson, had this to say: that is awesome. Whoever is doing it knows what he is doing.
I love this, dude. There's absolutely respect as well for drone operators. Like, I don't know what they're doing, but man, you have to go to school for that, like a CDL.
They peer over your shoulder for like 5 seconds, like, man, that's pretty cool. But
Wish I'd thought of that.
Yeah. But perhaps the best part of the video posted online is when this classic Florida woman, her dog Sienna gets loose because she's like,
Sienna.
yeah, she's distracted by the drone, and she has to chase her, yelling, Sienna, inside the store, and then back out, all while her old ass is hanging out of her bathing suit. And I just don't know a more classic Florida scene. So hats off to Chad, who apparently he's kind of a celebrity down there now, and like requests to fly his toilet paper drone at specific businesses are coming out of the woodwork. So it's actually pretty hilarious.
He's a paid novelty act now.
Yeah.
How often do you think Florida
Hey, come
drone
fly the
operators
drone.
get asked, hey, can I fly this if I have a DUI?
It's hilarious.
All right, guys, one Florida man got what's called a Florida thank you card recently after trying to be a good Samaritan and giving a drunk friend of a friend a place to crash because he was too drunk to get home. So the Samaritan said that he was at a party in downtown Melbourne, Florida, when he ran into 23-year-old Colin Geeb, who he describes as a friend of a friend, as I said earlier. So Colin was too hammered to remember his address and had no way home. So the man, the Good Samaritan, took him in for the night so he could have a, quote, safe place to be. Big fucking mistake, Samaritan.
What an idiot.
What an idiot. Big time idiot. The guy can't remember his address. You let the police deal with that. The man tucked Colin into bed in his guest room and turned in for the night. And it seems Colin woke up and realized what the nice man had done for him. And that's where the Florida thank you card comes in. Colin repaid the man's kindness by pissing all over every inch of the spare bedroom. And I'm talking every inch.
He was probably blacked out, though, right?
Uh-huh. Well, it gets worse, Will. The man, the Good Samaritan, heard some noises in his...
Well, hang on. That's it's like when you get taken in when you're blackout drunk in Florida, it's like a dog marking his territory.
Yeah,
That's-
I mean,
that's
like, because
fair.
like I can't really hold that against the guy on the
Right.
street.
That makes sense. Because
What's he supposed to do?
Yeah. Because you don't want anyone else to ever get access to that spare bedroom because now you know if you're ever partying
Well,
downtown
no, your
Melbourne.
bladder's full. You're blacked out on the street. Some
This
random
guy-
person
yeah.
you don't know brings you into a room. What are you gonna do? Not pee on the room
Until
I mean,
you
like,
pee on every inch. No, yeah, Pat, you're both right. Until you pee on every inch, another drunk guy could be taken off the street to bunk with you or to kick you out. So you have to kind of do that.
That's true. It's like signing a lease is what it's like. It's like
Right.
signing a lease on the spare bedroom for when you're drunk in downtown Melbourne, Florida, in this guy's case. Colin's case. So
I think
the
he
man,
does it in every house. Even his own home, he would have done it.
No. See, that's the thing. That's the thing, Wes. They don't do it in their own homes.
Wes is on to him.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So the Good Samaritan heard some noises in the spare bedroom and went to investigate, and that's where he found Colin, quote, peeing everywhere in the room. And the man naturally asked Colin to leave, which Colin took as an insult. Later, the man told police,
Not until I get that corner.
I gotta paint the whole room. Yeah, that's when Colin told the police he, quote, came at me with his penis out and attacked me. Colin began...
Again, what did he think was going to happen?
Yeah,
What-
you know,
like-
because you can't spook a guy in the middle of peeing in a room. It's like
Right.
waking someone up when they're sleepwalking. It's dangerous.
That's exactly what it's like.
That
They-
line, that line must be in most police reports. And then he came at him with his penis out.
Exactly. As I was
Oh,
just
yeah.
about to say, like, if we've learned anything about Florida man stories, is that
Yeah.
if there's a penis to be thrusted at somebody's direction, it's gonna happen.
We've had entire corners where we had to double up and triple up on the penis attacking crimes.
Yeah, if a Florida man
I
is
love
wearing a single layer over his penis, there's a 95% chance it's coming out during his crime.
Let me just get to my penis.
Yeah. 100%.
Anyway, guys, Colin began punching the victim in the head and attempting to choke him out against a wall before the victim was able to escape and call authorities. And when asked about the incident, Colin responded with, quote, why am I here? He didn't know. He didn't remember it. Police said they found blood at the front door, holes in the wall, and a room saturated with urine.
Nice.
Colin, take it easy, pal. All right.
And the friend of the friend is tough because your buddy who's the buddy, you got to... Hey, man, how do you know Colin?
This guy is like the guy that took him in's like an enabler from letting him hit rock bottom. He probably would have hit it that night. Almost hit it.
Yeah.
And then come on, let Colin hit rock bottom there.
Yeah, leave him on the street. As always, We are brought to you by the stock market of politics. Predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20. Go to that URL to get your first $20 matched on us in the stock market of politics. I'm still watching that VP market. Who the fuck is Joe Biden going to pick as his VP? Klobes is in the lead. You guys had that
really?
at 8 cents. Yeah, yeah.
God damn
Are
it.
you going to hold on to it?
No, I
still?
sold
I
it
mean,
like a fucking
look,
idiot.
between the Klobuchar pick, which was mainly Pat, I was in on that too. Pat and I will co-take that one. And Wes's pick on the fucking how many people are in the race on April 1st. Like those were two monster picks under 10 cents that we've been tossing out.
Two monsters. Klobes is up to 30, and she's in the lead right now. I don't think she's going to take it. And then Wes is on the one by 4-1.
My God.
1 by 4-1's looking pretty good. But Bernie is saying he may stay in. So who knows? It's going to be 1 or 2.
I'd get out now of that one if you got in. It's like 75
Yeah, because
cents.
Tulsi just got out, right? Tulsi
Yeah,
just got
Tulsi's
out.
It's going to be, Tulsi's out. So it's 1 or 2. Anyways, the VP, I'm going to stick with my Biden-Obama 2.0 plot.
I like that.
Yeah, so I did such a low odd, whatever. It's like plus like $1 billion. So
Hey,
whatever,
it's been a full week since we hit a under 10 center, so I'm gonna assume that's gonna hit.
there we go. Yeah, so whatever you think, go to predictit.org/promo/hardfactor20 to get your first $20 matched on us in the stock market of politics and get in on the action.
No sports to gamble on. Hey, have any of you guys impersonated like something you aren't to take advantage of people? Like, I don't know, pretended to be an interesting profession? Pat, with chicks?
Yes, I have. I think.
Weren't you like a CIA agent at a
Yes,
bar?
I one time told a girl on a cruise that I worked for the CIA.
At the cruise, that's right. On the
She
cruise. we're
believed
on, yeah.
it?
Yeah,
She did.
And then she
She
tried to
did.
buy weed off me later. So I don't know. I was like, I don't even sell
Interesting
weed.
dichotomy
It's-
there. Yeah.
It's a classic gag at a bar to get a chick to make out with you.
I
It's
forgot
like,
about
hey,
that. Thanks, Mark.
hey,
I also pretended
no
to be
problem.
a German film star one time at an after-hours club at a film festival because my buddy had a big camera. So I was like, just film me, and I'll speak in what I think German sounds like. And it was great. I made out with 2 ladies, and then I went to the bathroom to take a piss, and some guy gets next to me, and he starts speaking German to me.
yeah, I was going to
And
say,
oh,
when
man.
did you get
I
called
turned to him
out?
and I go,
Oh man,
don't you fucking blow this for me, buddy.
that's like there's something about Mary. He fucked you.
I got PFT's brother laid one time. I was impersonating an Australian person.
That's right.
In Charlottesville, and I don't know how exact. I think I just like told him to go home with him or something. But I was
Yeah, you were just aggressively yelling in an Australian accent at everybody.
Yeah. Everyone just wanted to get away from you, so
Yeah,
there was
exactly.
the only other option. Was,
That's right.
So yes,
I
Mark.
got one. You could be like, I'm a breath model. I've got naturally minty breath, and they pay me to be in those mint commercials and breathe. Something like that. That'll get you a couple chicks to make out with you at a bar, right? Am I right? We'll try it. We'll see. Let us know. I don't know. CIA works too, guys, with the accents, whatever. Well, look, 60-year-old Florida man, Leroy Stottlemyre, what a fucking name, went with Stottlemyre, Leroy Stottlemyre.
With an L, Stottlemyre.
Yeah, pretty impressive. Well, he went with something a little simpler. You see, he has no problem with the ladies, probably with a name like that, but he hates paying tolls. That's his vice. It's not getting laid. It's $2 tolls. Doesn't like to pay them. So to get out of paying the tolls, he came up with a scheme. You see, he started flashing a badge at a toll booth, telling toll booth attendees that he was a police officer. Right. So he's most certainly not a police officer. Tolls are free for police officers on duty, something he was privy to. So he just flashed a badge and tried to get through there with no charge. A few problems, though, because although on-duty police officers can get through for free, like I mentioned, Leroy Stottlemyre's badge was incredibly fake-looking, and the toll booth attendant had an article in his booth that was about Leroy Stottlemyre being arrested a few days earlier for impersonating a police officer and shoplifting, which he showed to Stottlemyre. And then old Leroy said, "You got me," tucked his fake badge away and paid the toll and drove off, but was promptly arrested after the toll booth attendee called him in and offered video footage of the exchange.
nice.
That's a great day for a toll booth operator. Like that's what an awesome fucking. You have the article in your booth. You're in a booth.
Yeah.
It's a
What, you
fucking
read the
2x2 cell.
It's amazing. You read the newspaper all day, the local newspaper, and this jagoff comes with his badge 2 days later to your booth. It's
That's
beautiful.
terrible luck for Leroy.
Yeah.
How often the penis thing is almost as frequent as the impersonating officers thing in Florida? I mean,
Yeah, they're two favorites.
yeah, it is wildly common. Like every week we're having at least a couple officers being impersonated.
For sure. Sheriff Rick Staley said, "This guy clearly has not learned his lesson and has no respect for the law." Yeah, no shit. 2 days after his release, and he's already up to his old tricks. We know already that he thinks he can get out of shoplifting and paying tolls with his fake badge, but he can't. So yeah, Stottlemeyer's got to get a new thing.
Yeah.
It also makes me think like maybe I should go get a fake badge because there's a lot of like stories.
Well, you
where-
look like a cop.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, it's true. Mustache. You
People
just
would buy it, hook, line, and sinker.
Hey,
You
you
swap
know what
this
though?
Jamaica hat out for like something. I got a hat. It looks like kind of. I'm about to go switch. Oh, hold on, guys.
But you don't commit crimes anymore, Will. I bet Stottlemeyer probably is going to do it again because he's going with the lightning can't strike thrice.
Oh, you think?
But Pat, what if I changed up my look to look exactly like a police officer?
But
Then I could
Will,
commit
you
all
don't
kinds
commit
of crimes.
crimes anymore, buddy.
Yeah, Will, you could get away with it until you got caught. But
Yeah, Will,
yeah.
you live in a legal weed state. None of us will get behind the wheel if we're drinking or driving. Like, what else do you don't do anything?
Will,
Yeah,
Will,
I
let
mean-
me ask you this: will you stop after the third time in a row you get away with it?
No.
No, so don't do it then.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
All right.
All right, guys. As most of us have found out the hard way, getting into debt is easy. Getting out is hard, especially if your credit score isn't great. Thankfully, now there's Upstart.com, the revolutionary lending platform that knows you're more than just your credit score and offers smarter interest rates to help you pay off high-interest credit card debt. So Upstart,
You know who's going to need this, Wes?
who's that?
Everyone
Yeah,
in a few
everyone.
months because of
Yeah.
coronavirus.
Yeah. So
Ooh, yeah. Everybody's gonna be spending on that credit card.
Get your
Yep.
Upstart personal loan now.
Yeah. Upstart goes beyond the traditional credit score when assessing your credit worthiness, which is good news for Pat and you. They actually reward you based on your education and job history in the form of a smarter rate. Bad news for Pat, but good news for you. Upstart believes you're more than just your credit score. They believe in you. So great news for Pat. They make it fast,
Thanks.
simple, and easy to check your rate.
Pat, have you had an interview with Upstart yet?
Do you want me to be honest?
Yes.
And
Pat,
and how did it go? Did they believe in you? And,
yeah, Pat, if you can
did
get a
feel
loan,
better?
then everyone can get a loan. It's like the Rocky speech. If you can change,
Here's the
I can
thing.
change. Everyone can change.
Here's the thing. I went to the site and I looked at some stuff on there, and I don't think it's worth. I don't think it's worth me applying.
Okay. Well, most people can get it.
Yeah,
Continue with the ad
everybody-
read, Wes.
Nobody else is. Listen. That's an outlier. All
This is a
right.
rare
Three
case.
of the four Hard Factor hosts could get it loan.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Anyway, they make it fast, simple, and easy. We're not going to be able to do this ad read anymore. They make it fast, simple, and easy to check your rate. Since it's just a soft pull, it won't affect your credit score. The hard pull happens if you accept your rate. The best part, once your loan is approved and accepted, most people get their funds the very next business day, the next day. Over 400,000 people have used Upstart to pay off credit cards or meet their financial goals. Free yourself from the burden of high-interest credit card and debt by consolidating everything into one monthly payment with Upstart. See why Upstart is top-ranked in their category with a 4.9 out of 5 rating on Trustpilot, and hurry to upstart.com/hard to find out how low your Upstart rate is. Checking your rate only takes a few minutes. That's upstart.com/hard.
yeah, they're 4.9 out of 5 because Pat gave them a 1 star. After
No,
he
I
couldn't
did.
get a
Look,
loan.
I'm all about what they're doing. I love what they're doing. It's just sad for me that I don't qualify for them.
The
That's all.
letdown that Pat had when he went on that site.
I'm definitely going to need to go on this site in about a week because of coronavirus. I'm going to do it. And I'm
Yeah,
gonna
but
get
as
a
Will
loan.
said, you will qualify. You're not me.
Yeah.
Let me make
Thank
the
you,
stakes for
Upstart.
Thanks, Upstart. That's it.
Pat, you're up,
man.
buddy.
Oh shit! I'm sorry, guys. So as you know, there have been orders from the government to close all non-essential retail and commercial businesses. Right? You guys are in the loop on this.
Yep.
But and Mark went over this a little bit earlier in the show. But what exactly does this mean? So, well, for the most part, it means healthcare providers, grocery stores, farms, media companies, gas stations, banks, GameStop, child care facilities, shipping
what?
carriers.
Wait, what?
Let me finish. Waste management companies, restaurants, and assisted living facilities, telecommunications providers, pet supply stores, and yep, that's the list. So that makes sense, right?
There was one in there that didn't make sense.
Which one was it? So, healthcare, grocery farms, media, gas stations, bank, GameStop, childcare facilities,
That one. Now you just glossed over it again.
GameStop.
shipping facilities.
Why are you changing
No,
your tone when
GameStop.
yeah.
You know what it is. It's GameStop.
Yeah.
All right, it's
GameStop.
GameStop.
Stop
well,
being coy with us.
that's right, guys. GameStop, the same story describes their products that they sell on their website as consoles, collectibles, and video games. Oh, and VR is refusing to close their stores for coronavirus, and people are
VR.
fucking pissed.
Well, look, here's the thing. The people that are still going to GameStop during coronavirus, they have a lot of time on their hands. They're not getting laid.
Well, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that, Mark.
So here's the thing about this one as well. Now that you've said that they have VR headsets available at GameStop, I think that I'm probably maybe going to GameStop tomorrow.
Yeah, before they close them.
All right, guys, well, here's
You
the
have
thing.
like till tomorrow.
Here's the thing. GameStop is making the argument that they are, in fact, an essential business because they provide products, and a lot of these lists, and there's a little bit different in each list, but for the most part, they're the same. Essential businesses are companies that provide office supplies for working from home. And GameStop is saying they provide the following products. So they're essential, which are webcams, microphone, mice, keyboards, monitors, chargers, and audio equipment.
If you buy any of those things from GameStop, you're a fucking idiot. Because I mean, they've got to be way more expensive than
100%, Wes. Here's
fucking
what's happening, guys.
Amazon.
It's not because they sell those fucking products that they want to stay open. It's because they're a retailer of pastime equipment, and with everyone suddenly having a lot more time to pass than they know what to do with, this should be their fucking Super Bowl. But guess what?
Yeah.
It's not, man. I'm sorry. I mean, it's just you got to close down, you dickheads. We all want to make money, but you're not essential. Office Depot, arguably essential. GameStop, absolutely not.
Time out. Who still buys hard copies of video games?
That's true.
Yeah, you can just buy.
What maniacs?
But you
out
gotta
there-
go. But Walmart's not going to close down. You could buy the VR headset from them too.
I mean, look, you can order the VR headset and have it shipped to you, but you get digital copies of
point.
games. Maybe if you're buying an old system that doesn't have digital copies, like a really old fucking system, like PlayStation 1, Nintendo 64, every fucking system,
Well, Mark,
you can
that's
go
it,
to
but
the
that- Mark,
PlayStation
that's-
store
Mark,
and get the games.
That is exactly the point here. So here's their thinking. This is my thought on their thinking. Yes, you and I who are gamers, we buy our games online.
Yeah.
People that
For
are
the
not
past
gamers,
several years.
people that are not gamers, the market just opened up for fucking GameStop. GameStop has an opportunity to attract a whole
I
group
see.
of people
Well,
that
I
otherwise
see.
would not be gamers. So
And
they're
here's this too. Just talking about GameStop made me even forget about the fact that I could order all this crap online. So that's
It's true.
That's
I mean,
a good point for them too.
In
They're
times
open.
like these, GameStop is very salivating. I will.
Ga-
well, look, guys, they defended. Oh, Wes, you were gonna say.
I was going to say, GameStop is also kind of like a social hangout for people
Right.
that love
they
GameStop.
better be Lysoling those controllers.
But
Do you
they,
think
know,
so? Do you
it's
think because GameStop came out and said that they were doing things to help fight this, specifically the CDC recommendations that they're adopting in their stores, where they're creating a 6-foot perimeter between customers and checkout lines. And I was thinking to
I don't
myself,
know.
like
I don't know.
I don't think you need to be worried about customers and GameStop getting too close to each other because
No,
it's like a mecca for socially awkward, skittish humans.
Yeah,
Right,
But
but
I don't
every-
know.
yeah.
I don't know, Pat. I don't know. I think that the sniveling dweebs at GameStop practice good hygiene. I don't think they'll be touching their face or coughing and sneezing.
Have you
all over the place.
ever battled somebody in a vicious Tekken battle at a GameStop and then high-fived afterwards? I have. I know that. So what I'm saying is you gotta watch out.
every time one of those guys goes into GameStop, they think this is the day they're going to find their mate. Like that's like
For sure.
hopefully.
There's actually been a lot of stories that have. This is sad. There's been a lot of stories that have surfaced about. I'm serious about this. About female GameStop employees having to get
God.
escorted to their cars.
Yeah,
because
I bet.
lots of guys come to the GameStop and think the woman who's a salesperson who's
Well-
trying to sell you a game is being nice to them and wants to fuck them.
Yeah, it's like a strip club for them, which
like
they would
the-
have no nerves to go to a strip
It's like
club.
their favorite Hooters waitress.
Why did she have to work
Yeah.
at a GameStop?
Anyway, guys, GameStop are probably not doing the right thing here, and
Probably.
definitely not.
Shut it down.
They also said that they're sending hand sanitizers and shit to help fight Corona, but there's been a number of employees that went to IGN, the tech magazine, and said, it's not happening. We're not getting the hand sanitizer. We're not getting any of these products that they're saying.
They're just in there with no protection.
Yeah, straight up. and no sick pay, so they're forced to work.
Wow, that's not cool. All right, let's talk about something that's way better than that, the opposite of GameStop for the coronavirus. Let's talk about coronavirus cures.
Yes.
And if you listen to this show, you may have guessed that I'm a fan of a good magic potion or a magical gemstone, anything along those lines.
And
Yeah,
that's
you're
the wizard,
a
really.
Marianne Williamson.
It really teases,
Space.
tickles the brain for me. Me and Marianne, we could have a good chat about
We
those
call them
types of
shoot
things.
the moon will.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I've got the next best thing for you. It's not a magic potion or a gemstone, unfortunately, but it's pharmaceutical cures for the coronavirus. I know we've talked about cannabis, UV light, heat, and masturbation, all as theoretically having some positive effect on, connecting some dots.
With that right there, we're all like Captain Planets. We're all like our individual Captain
Right.
Planets. If
We
those
have-
four are the things.
We've built up a good immunity.
Yeah.
And those are all pretty theoretical. They do have some like basis in science, but basically theoretical, connecting dots. But now let's talk about the actual treatments for what COVID-19 coronavirus may exist from modern medicine. The thing that brought us all the elderly, the reason this is a problem in the first place. So, I mean, it's a good thing. Modern medicine is what's going to cure us because it's
Absolutely. We're going to get it with modern medicine.
the
We're gonna
reason
get it.
why we
Yeah.
have so many old people in the first place. So, these are the pharmaceutical products that we will be putting in treatments first. Okay, there's 4 different options. And before I get into the 4 different options, apparently there's this thing called the Summit Supercomputer at Oak Ridge Labs in Tennessee that's helping scientists narrow down which medicines may work. And they published some results in January, but it is very unclear if they helped at all in actually selecting the medicines. So first up on the treatments, it's Elon Musk and President Trump's pick, chloroquine and hydroxychloroquine.
I hope they pronounce it chloroquine.
I think
Right?
you could. It's sold under the brand name Paliquin. No, not a quin. Paliquinil. Paliquinil and others. Trump said, "Oh, you got to try. Hold on."
Oh,
Wes, it sounds like you did something with your audio there. Can you change whatever you're doing?
I didn't do anything.
Oh, okay.
What did you do, Wes?
Nothing.
Someone sounds like they're in an airplane. All right, keep
Nope.
going.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna be able.
Not
Oh, that was a bad start. We're gonna be able to make this drug available almost immediately, and that's where the FDA has been so great. I don't know if that was a good Trump.
No, that was pretty good, Will.
better.
And we got some criticism today on Twitter for
Yeah,
our
Joey, he it was a fair criticism.
Very
so
fair.
I was trying to go. I was like putting a lot into that. Anyways, this stuff, hydroxychloroquine, it's been used in the past to treat malaria and arthritis. Like I said, Elon Musk pointed that out about a week ago that it would work. Trump is now pushing that too, and the FDA says maybe so.
Hook it to my veins, baby. Let's get it going.
Well, it's going to be close. I mean, all these things have shown at least some promise, so that's why they're being considered. The next one's called remdesivir. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Shout out Sam W. on Twitter, who sent this, also Mark's brother-in-law. Originally, this was tested as an Ebola treatment. It works against SARS and MERS, which is another related virus.
Those
to
are
this.
coronaviruses,
Right,
Will.
coronaviruses.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, and so many good initial reports of success against COVID-19 in the testing of that one. So those are the top 2, I'd say.
Give me a cocktail, baby. Give me hydroxychloroquine and remdesivir.
Yeah,
Give me them both.
what's the high
Mix 'em
level
up.
here? What's the high level thought on this thing? What these are reasonable treatments. They're coming soon. They're potential.
Yeah. As in, like, so the thought is that because they're effective already and because they've been tried on other things, that they're generally safe for humans and that they're probably going to work for coronavirus. So,
Coming soon, Pat.
yeah, coming very, very soon. These would be available almost immediately.
Good on the
Trump-
women and men that are working on that. Good on you.
Right,
Absolutely.
exactly. Yeah. So the it's really just the government trying to get this through and then getting it into the hands of people after that is the supply chain. So another one is oh gosh. Oh my god. I don't know how to say. Favapepra.
No. Hey, sound out. Hey, Will. Sound out.
Favipiravir.
Favipiravir.
No, try again. Will, try again.
Avagan.
Why don't you just go with the thing in quotes?
Yeah.
Avagan. Yeah, Avagan. Wes. Good idea. Avagan. The Japanese anti-flu drug developed by Fujifilm, the people who make photo
Fujifilm.
Yeah, the people who made disposable cameras.
They tinker.
Yeah. This thing cuts the time that somebody is positive, like test positive, for coronavirus from 11 days to 4 days. So
Okay.
Avigan by Fujifilm
Useful.
is useful. I think the other two were like they seem to sound a little bit better than that. I don't know. And then the last one is HIV drug Kaletra, which is being looked at, but it's got mixed results. Some people who took that got really sick. It seems like maybe an HIV drug would be a little bit of an overkill for this thing, but
Yeah, that'll get you sick. That's like chemotherapy almost. Like,
That's scary though that they're thinking about trying that out.
yeah,
yeah,
I want
it's-
I want
it's
a cocktail the
antivirus,
first two.
so, yeah.
I want mix up the first two equal portions, put it in a pill, shove it up my ass.
Yeah, how's
it
your
in-
incubation period going, Mark? You're feeling sick or no?
It's good. Dr. Fauci said it takes a median of 5.2 days, and it's been 4 days, not quite 4 days since I got coughed on by that asshole on the plane. So we'll see.
5.2 and 11 at the longest,
Yeah.
basically.
So we'll know by like this time next week if I'm still good. Then I didn't get it,
Yeah.
or I'm just super strong.
Well, you'll have to get the cocktail of those first two that I'm not going to
Yep.
try to pronounce again. And then on the vaccine front, scientists at Kaiser Permanente, Washington State in Seattle began the first stage of potential COVID-19 vaccines by administering shots to volunteers on this Tuesday. It was 45 healthy volunteers aged 18 to 55, and they are going to receive 2 doses of the possible vaccine named mRNA-1273, 1 month apart from each other. And then the FDA head Stephen Hahn said it could take up to 12 months to get the vaccine ready, or at least 12 months, I think.
You got to
actually.
have balls of fucking steel to sign up for any sort of coronavirus, anything scientific study. Like even if they're like,
or be
no,
poor.
no, we're not going to give it to you. We're just going to give you the vaccine. You got to have balls of steel to even go into that room.
Right. Yeah, you're right, Pat. One thing that's nice about this one is it doesn't actually contain any of the original virus, unlike other vaccines. This one, for some reason, was developed differently. I read an article about it, but it's yeah. So, but yes, still very, very brave of all of the 45 healthy volunteers because they're putting their life on the line.
Very brave or
Absolutely.
very poor of them.
Well, I mean,
No, very brave.
a lot of
you
people
think that they're doing it out of desperation? I don't-
99% of people that do fucking medical experiments need money. Like that's why
That's
they.
what I
Yeah,
said.
I'm with you, Pat. But I wouldn't. I mean, there's got to be a different layer of braveness that comes into it, and courage and like wanting to help people that comes into this drug. You're right. You're right, though. There are a lot of clinical trials that people just do, for money, and they're like they constantly go back to them, and they're like experts. They're like, oh, 3-day in-house inpatient sounds good.
Right. Yeah. Well, anyways, in the meantime, though, everybody just lock down, turn up, stay home, wash your hands. So hopefully you don't need any of those treatments or vaccines. That
All
would
right,
be the
guys,
best
I'm on
route.
0 batteries. Let's get it going real quick.
Let's go.
California, just as we're talking, ordered all 40 million people at 10:30 p.m. to stay indoors. Ordered to all Californians, unless absolutely necessary. So there's going to be some shit going on in California. But last story. Let's end with the soft corner.
It's like the purge.
Last story of the week, we have a live power hour tonight. I'm going to do the Century Club, but I digress. You see, the chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee, Richard Burr, just Mike Hughes rocket launched himself into the soft corner. Apparently, Richard Burr got some privy information several weeks ago that the coronavirus, as some of us suspected, was an absolute monster of an epidemic, to the tune of he just sold $1.6 million in personal stock back in February. So naturally, with that information, you would think he warned people, right? Well, he did. It's just he only warned a small group of his favorite rich constituents at a clubhouse luncheon that the economy and social fabric were about to crumble and that he himself withdrew over the $1 million in stock. So get ready for that, guys. This is alleged.
Mark. What's his job?
He's the Senate head of the
Intelligence
Senate Intelligence Committee.
Oh, okay. Couldn't have done anything.
This is allegedly that he did this. Reportedly, he said, "There's one thing that I can tell you about this. It is much more aggressive in its transmission than anything that we have seen in recent history. It's probably more akin to the 1918 pandemic," which is referring to the Spanish flu. Probably something the public should have heard, not just the Tar Heel Circle, an expensive club that pays to in part get access to Congress and has donated hundreds of thousands to his campaign. Burr is a senator for the Tar Heel state, North Carolina, but more importantly, a United States senator. So telling the 1% of his own state, not everyone, is kind of a miss, huh? This was back in late February that he told this Tar Heel Circle. Not only is Burr the head of the Senate Intelligence Committee, Pat, but he also helped to write the Pandemic and All Hazards Preparedness Preparedness Act, which forms the framework for the federal response. So basically, like outside of maybe Dr. Fauci, the premier expert on who should be telling the public and when. What the fuck? But like he didn't. This is what he told the public over a week later. He said, what do you say? That the U.S. is in a better position than any other country to respond to a public health threat like the coronavirus. That was more than a week after he told the Tar Heel Circle people that this is basically the Spanish flu.
Mm-hmm. Had he dumped his stock by then?
Fuck this guy, man.
Yeah,
Fuck
he dumped his stock back in mid-February.
Fuck this guy.
This is the same guy, Pat, that was on the 3 side of a 96-3 vote back in 2012 to pass the STOP Act, or the Stop Trading on Congressional Knowledge Act. This was passed to stop insider trading that had been taking place in Congress, and Burr is one of 3 congressmen that voted against it. What the fuck, Dick Burr, you soft, evil bitch. Sleep tight in the soft corner. You're clearly going to get forced out of office soon. Yep. Go fuck yourself. And that's going to do it for Hard Factor this week. I hope you all enjoyed the longer episodes that we started doing this week. I think we'll be continuing them through next week. I mean, why not? Till the break of dawn, right? Lockdown, turn up. Speaking of which, lockdown, turn up, guys. Speaking of which, tonight, I think at 8 p.m. Eastern, around then, check the socials and Barstool blog for exact time. We're going to be doing that live power hour with PFT, with guests Big Cat, Rhea, Hank, Kate, Large, Marty Mush, and maybe some others. We're going to have some fun while quarantined tonight, so please join us, play along in the happy hour if you have the stones, and buy a shirt either way. Do it now or do it tonight when we make you when you're drunk. It's for a great cause. 100% of the proceeds go to Meals on Wheels, specifically for meals going to people that cannot go to the grocery store during the coronavirus COVID-19 outbreak. So unless you got some crazy plans tonight, we'll see you at 8 p.m. Eastern. Have a great fucking day.
Whew, that was a close one.